Good evening to each and every one of you, my beautiful and wonderful people. Listen, I just wanted to come on here and let you know you must resist the devil in this hour because God is doing some great and wonderful things. Listen, I was watching The Cosby Show this evening, and it was one of my favorite episodes where Claire had to lose 5 pounds in 6 days. So, as she was speaking to the seamstress, Cliff was on the outside of the door listening. Okay. And so he knew that she had to lose a few pounds. Now, anybody that actually watches The Cosby Show or have watched it know that Claire took really good care of Cliff. She was always fussing at him about eating right and doing the right things. So that was one of the things that she said to the seamstress. She said, "You must not tell Cliff because I'm always fussing with him about, watching what he eats and picking up weight." So, anyway, she decides to take up this exercise class. And, basically, she told the instructor, who, by the way, was played by her sister Debbie, what she needed to do. She needed to lose 5 pounds in 6 days. So basically, the instructor told her she had to be disciplined. It was going to be a strict diet and she would have to do a lot of exercising. Now, here's the part I want you guys to catch. Cliff knows that she has a weakness for Mexican food. She even said that to the instructor. And so, because he overheard that Claire needed to lose 5 pounds to get into this dress, when she came home from her exercise class, he had prepared Mexican food. And when he came out the kitchen, he's fanning, the smell of the Mexican food from the kitchen. Claire is tempted. I want y'all to catch this. Claire is tempted because that is her weakness. But she resists. Okay? Now, that didn't mean that just because at that moment that, she gave up on eating the Mexican food. By, I think it was like, what was that, 2, 3 days? No, later that morning, or yeah, the next morning, about 5 o'clock in the morning, she went downstairs to heat up the Mexican food, and Cliff walked in. She said, "You're supposed to be at the hospital." And he was basically laughing just like he did when she resisted him the first time, to eat the Mexican food. She ended up putting the food away and she went upstairs. She was angry because, of course, that's her favorite. And she didn't bother with it. And basically, to sum it all up, at the end, she lost that 5 pounds because she resisted the temptation and she stayed disciplined in her weakness. Listen, many of you need to understand this evening that the enemy will come. The enemy will come up against you with what he knows makes your heart flutter. I don't care if it's a situation. I don't care if it's your finances, your home, whatever the case may be. The enemy knows what that weakness is. And he is going to come up on you. And he is going to try everything in the book to try to steer you away from what you know you need to stay away from. If God did not say it, step back. Resist the devil and he will flee from you. That's what the word says. Stand strong. Be disciplined. If God ain't said it, don't do it. If God has not given you instructions to move, do not do it. I know we can grow impatient at times and we think God has forgotten, and then here come the enemy with that thing that you are just so weak for. But God needs you to know you need to stand. You need to stand strong, because at this moment you're being tested and you need to pass the test. Y'all, we are in October. Great things are about to take place for so many. We cannot allow the enemy to come in at the last minute. After all the praying, after all the fasting, after all the believing, the sleepless nights, the nights we cried, the nights we couldn't pray, and only God could hear our tears and our heart. You cannot afford to miss it. Stay disciplined. Resist the devil. Do not allow him to distract you and move you away from the things that God is about to bring into your life. He can't stop it, y'all, but he can definitely do his best to knock you off your square and to keep you from not receiving it. Don't grow weary in well doing, for in due season you shall reap if you faint not. If you get weak, go to God. He said, my strength is made perfect in my weakness. If you want to cry, cry, get it out. It's okay, to feel down. You just can't stay there, because that's when the enemy is going to move in and he's going to play on that. I love each and every one of you guys, and I want you guys to receive every single thing that God has promised. Don't give up now. Don't give up now. It's on the way. Look at temptation in the eyes and resist it. You guys have a good evening.